is with Carla Berman. Get there an hour early so you have time to look around and gather questions for your meeting. Follow any leads you can for the Miller report. Good luck and don't trust anyone.
How do I compare thee to a summer's day?
Stop with all the stupid Shakespeare stuff. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Strawberry Nose Kid and you're watching The Occupation. Now we're on the second chapter. Apparently I don't really know exactly what's going on, but all I can say is that someone's been framed or something like that, and we're trying to investigate and trying to find some clues on what exactly happened. So we're on this office right now. We have to do some things, so we have an hour to find some clues what's going on. So without further ado, let's get to it.
You need
Would you
nuclear
shut up?
warthead cream.
No, shut up, shut up. You didn't even know that I was there. I'm like looking at you.
We weren't expecting you for
Retard.
20 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. Get over here. Hurry up. You're taking forever,
Shut
man.
up, man.
No. I don't want to hear any more
Not a
stupid
problem at all.
quotes.
Welcome to Bowman Carson.
Yeah.
man.
Yes, seriously.
Welcome to
Hurry up.
Bowman
Move the bag
My name's
inside.
Steve Crow. I hope it wasn't
I don't
too
care
hard
what
to get
your
through the
name
protesting
is.
outside.
Nobody cares.
Okay, great. I just need to check through it.
Stupid. You're wrong. I don't care about you. You're stupid.
Sorry.
No, wrong answer.
This.
Say something else. Say something else that's stupid. Go ahead. Come on. Yeah, that's stupid. That's not even one second. That's stupid. Alright, wrong. You're. Oh. Thank you for looking at a
Right.
bag.
This all
Retard.
seems to be in order.
Give me my card. Yes, please.
Here's your ID badge.
Thank you. Yeah,
You can just follow me to the security desk.
No, don't think so. I don't feel like it. Bye. I'm out. Don't want to follow you. Parted.
Ah, Mr. Miller. We didn't expect you so early. Let me just print your agenda. Give me a second.
You know, you have ones that are much quicker, but obviously this is from like 1980s, so forgive you.
Your first is...
No,
speak
shut
of
up.
the devil. Carla, this is Mr. Miller from the Turing Post. You have a meeting today, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Miller. Is it that time already?
No,
Could be.
no. Mr. Miller is
Shut
just
up.
fashionably early.
Shut up.
Good. For a moment I thought I was running behind. I'll be ready in my office for our meeting as scheduled. I have to run, I'm afraid, but we'll speak soon. Thank you, Dan.
Righty-o, Carla. Right, here's your agenda. Great. Why don't you read that over and put it in your briefcase for safekeeping?
Thanks.
I suppose that's everything from me.
Yes, your
If
eyes
you
look
need
scary.
anything
Please go
further,
away.
here I am.
One minute. So we need to go to Holden's office because, you know, kind of says so. $320 office will be. Saw you. I'm gonna go in here just a little bit. Such little time. Hey, that's a floppy drive. Fines, so trouble.
Everything dated the 10th of the 4th, 1987, the day of the attack, has been boxed and archived and still needs reviewing. The phone records were particularly interesting to me.
19.
I've looked through about...
Understand exactly.
%20 of all the files I've collated as of yet, and I'm not sure exactly how much more I'm going to...
Figure out exactly where it is. 7. Okay, so I got the code. Got it.
Hello again. How are you?
Hey, loser. Hmm.
Steve, there's been an alarm set off. Can you go check it out?
Wait. Oh. Seven. Things here, bro.
Not sure if it's anything yet, but I'm just checking something out. Who's messing around here? Am I going crazy or is someone in here?
Nobody's here.
Jeez, Mr. Miller, you're giving me a hard time.
One thing done. I don't know what it was.
I ran a quick search of a restricted area. Nothing out of ordinary to report.
But I don't know what.
No floppy disks detected. No floppy disks detected.
Back to it.
You alright?
A few moments later.
Harvey, I just received an anonymous fax. Do you know where the Turing meeting room is? It seems as though Alex Dubois may have hidden some information in there which proves the Bowman Carson Group are intentionally inflating figures based around the Union Act. If you're able to find the evidence, it may help inform the public about what the truth is here. I'm sure Carla Berman may have a thing or two to say about those figures, since she's the one spreading them in her print media. Anyway, let me know what you find.
I hope you're alright, Mr. Miller.
Okay.
Come on, Sarah, think.
Attention, floppy disk detected. No floppy disk detected.
Mr. Miller, your meeting is in 10 minutes. Don't be late.
Right. Appointment with me. Guess Printed. Printed.
Mr. Miller, quick reminder. You have a meeting in 5 minutes.
Yeah, shut. Hey. Right. This bitch and girl, what's up? There she is. Right on time. Ready for our appointment. I'm gonna sit in this chair and look cool.
Please enter PIN. Code accepted. Access granted.
Oh, hi. I remember you have a meeting later with Carla.
Hello, Mr. Miller. Please come in and take a seat. So I gather you've got some questions you'd like to ask me.
Yes. How'd you do
I'll
it?
do my best to answer them. Shall we begin? He thinks I'm lying. That's not really news, Mr. Miller. I think anyone in the country could have told you what Alex thinks about what we do here. He has a twisted view of things. Out of curiosity, what is it he thinks is so bad about the act? Well, this is getting far-fetched. And I suppose I'm the one lying to the country. Don't answer that. I'm sorry, but I have to deal with this kind of accusation day in and day out. I guess it's an occupational necessity. If by propaganda you mean the important work I do here, then I'd ask you to be a little bit more respectful of the current political climate, Mr. Miller. We are very thorough with our work here, so I'm sure whatever you think you found will be easily cleared up. I make the posters and advertising materials, but I'm not in charge of the figures that make them up. For that, you'd have to speak to someone like Chance Crow over in the Meta Centre. Let me ask you something, Mr. Miller. You've heard the protesters, you've seen our work here. Do you believe the Union Act is good? Frankly, I'm fed up of having to defend my views on the matter. I'm sure you're going to write a very compelling story about us, whichever side you choose to fall on. I hope you realise that misleading the country is the easiest way to pull it apart. I don't believe that's what I'm doing, and I'm sure you don't either. Let's hope you have a productive afternoon here and can see what it is we're trying to create. That poster is designed to inspire the people into believing. I'm sorry, I'm not going to play this game. I'm good at what I do, and that's that. I believe I've said all I have to on the matter. A vendetta against him? Well, that was blunt, but honestly, I'm not surprised. I wondered if you'd bring this up. It's rather troubling, but Alex and I never seemed to get on. And on the night of the attack, he threatened me. I didn't want to make this publicly personal, but it looks like he has anyway. Yes, he left me a voice message. He was very angry about something, and he took it out on me that night. I have no doubts in my mind that man is guilty of everything they say he did, and I'm frankly amazed that anyone would stand up for him. No offence. That's an understatement. He had a temper on him. It was getting to the point where everyone could see it, and I suppose I was just an easy target for him. I don't think he liked the idea of me being his boss for some reason or another, so anyway, the rest is history. I hope that at least some of this is useful for your book. I really do. Is that what he said? That his keycard was stolen? Well, I don't think there's any way I could confirm or deny that for you, Mr. Miller. I'm not even sure what that would have to do with me. I don't believe it was stolen, so it would be futile for me to try and answer that. We were all responsible for our own key cards and security logins. Actual keys aren't used in this part of the building. It's all very cutting edge, so anything like that would have been solely down to Alex. That just seems like conjecture to me, Mr. Miller. It sounds far too convenient to say that he logged it as stolen on the day that it happened. If that's true, then where did he log it? At what time? Wouldn't security know about that? I'm sorry, but it's all a little too convenient for me.
Fine.
I wish I could do more. I really do, but unless you have a point, then I can't help you with that. I really don't understand that man's mind. He's hell-bent on dragging this company's name through the mud. Out of curiosity, what was his evidence? And I suppose I hid that from the police, did I? Well, like you said, there's no evidence at all. Thank you for your honesty, at least. Did I? A few things around here probably still use keys. It's outdated if you ask me. You won't find anything in the facility that uses them, though. Our security protocol won't allow them. But I think the older areas still have the old-fashioned key and lock. No? Marlon Thornton, the cleaner, He's the only person who uses them for stock rooms and locker rooms, you know. Oh, that reminds me. If you're over at the Meta Centre later, you should take a look at the old Victorian baths. They're going to be knocked down soon, so you should take a look there before you go. No? They're just quite nice. I tell you what, I'll ask Marlon to open them up for you later on. If he's got time, then they'll be open for you when you go and have your meeting with Chance Crow. Anyway, yeah. He says he wasn't in the building. Well, I don't know how he'd be able to back up that claim. The police found him not too far away from here, that's true, but it was within walking distance. He could have easily got where he did in time, and there's a whole bunch of other evidence. I'm sorry, I just don't see how he thinks that's going to hold any weight. Like who? No, I don't think so. I think it's quite cut and dry. I can't imagine someone else over in the Meta Centre doing it. They like to sound like they know what they're doing, but most of them are incompetent. I know for a fact that some of them use their room number for their alarm code, for God's sake. Does that sound convincing to you?
No.
Alex was the only one who really knew what he was doing, and anyway, it's like I said, there was more evidence, wasn't there? Well, for example, the argument we had the night of the attack.
Touching yourself?
Alex and I were having a heated discussion that night. I know that's somewhat anecdotal, but to me it's as good as gold in terms of evidence. Wouldn't you agree? That must be a mistake, surely. I was sure. Maybe now that I think about it. I mean, that could have been earlier, perhaps. So, he was calling from outside the facility. It's hard to remember that night clearly now, but there it is. Does it really? I mean, it just shows that he could have just... I don't know. Well, I don't know where you got those phone records, Mr. Miller, but I'm not sure how they can help. I don't think I've anything else to add on that point. Nothing comes to mind. Excuse me, what? I didn't say anything about an alarm code. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I must have misspoken. Everyone in the Meta Centre is very careful with their security. I wouldn't... well, let's not dwell on that. No, it was another office. Can we please move on to a different subject, Mr. Miller? Don't you have something about my work that you'd like to ask at all?
No, no.
Okay, Mr. Miller, that's all I've got time for, I'm afraid. Can you please see yourself out? Hi, I'm home.
The world is changing around us. I agree. I have no idea why you're still wearing the same clothes you were wearing in the 70s. I'm not going to change your mind on this, am I?
Molly, you'd better be in bed when I get up there.
Coop,
will you talk some sense into your husband, please?
Well, I'm staying out of this one.
Right, on that note, I'll see myself out.
You and Carol still here for Sunday dinner?
Don't forget to pass that phone on to Sarah in the morning, okay? Wouldn't miss it.
Well, Mr. Miller, thank you for being so respectful of the rules in our facility. You wouldn't believe the amount of people we have to tell to leave staff-only areas. Your next meeting is with Chance Crow very soon. Feel free to take a wander around in our gardens. I'll be waiting for you over in the Meta Centre when you're ready to begin.
Alright, you guys. This is gonna be it for this chapter. Thank you so much for watching this boring, utterly boring puzzle type detective game. But nevertheless, it's very interesting in some sort of ways, and I think trying to figure out be like this stealthy detective and trying to figure out what's going on with everything, rather interesting. But nevertheless, if you like the video, please like and also subscribe, and please also check out my other videos, and also comment on which other videos I should do for the next, after Duke Nukem Forever is done, not this video's done. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.